It's Joseph here at edgedynamics.com, making a show video today. The razor that I was going to use turned out to have bad steel. What a shame, eh? So that's not going to happen. So I've had to make do. And what I thought I'd do today is just all came together. Is everything's French. So today I think we'll celebrate France. I say that with a smile on my face. I don't know why, but I thought I'd show you one of these. I got a nice collection of these candles. I think it's supposed to represent a champagne bottle somehow, and it's Cier Trident, or I suppose that's how you pronounce it if you're French. And this one is called Byron, after the poet, and it is something really special. And these guys, I think they're the first candle makers, or the first to do them at production. They made candles for King Louis the whatnot, stuff like that. And you can see how low the flame is on that. I'm trying to save what I've got left of it, but I've had this for a few years, this one. And I got another one which is Spiritus Sanctus, which basically smells like church. It's really nice. And that's the candles. I've got a ton of diptyque, and that sounds French to me, diptyque. I've got some of the massive candles as well, but that just occurred to me. The razor, getting off the subject of candles, is the Hamon Fabricant. So I've tested this in the past, but I've never shaved with it. And you can see the pitting up there to deal with that. So I'm quite proud of this because I made a good job of it. It's looking good. And I'll need to open the window a bit to let some cool air in. The brush I'll be using is, in fact, you know what it is. It's the Plisson, the High Mountain White in Horn. And the soap is another new one. It's French, triple milled. I forget the name off the top of my head. It's something like Santé Providence or something like that. But you see this little guy's face there. You might know what I'm talking about. That's going to zoom in. And yeah, it's a bit thick. I had to cut the bottom off, so I've stuffed the bottom around the sides. And this is tea green, green tea, sorry, and it doesn't smell like green tea to me, but it's really, really nice. So we'll try that. And even though this is made in France, you got to buy it from the States, or that's what I found. So I bought this from America. And what else? That's it really. Right. I've got a few more razors actually, because I haven't stropped that, but I'm assuming I stropped it after last time I used it. But I've got something down there, another French one. I've got a Wade & Butcher Special. This is one that I just restored. I mean, it's only here because I'm here just messing about. So, and actually I'll show you the other one. Was it Artude and Martin? I mean, I've made a show video with this one. It's really nice steel on this. And when I got this one, I took this one out of the roll. I noticed I pulled out I've got, I think is it a Western Home? Sorry, a Western Home. And I noticed there's rust on the bevel, so it's a good job I pulled it out, and I don't know how that's happened, to be the truth. Nothing else has ever done that. It's covered in oil as well, so but it's in bone. Maybe I did something to the bone, to the scales, and that's now coming out. I don't know. There's no reason why an edge would rust like that. But anyway, let's try this. This is definitely, I think, the best smelling of the French. Although, I mean, the Institute Carite has got an amazing smell, but it's not a perfume type smell. It's just like a barbershop type. But this looks good. Got a load of lather on that. Adjust the mirror, get a good angle, close the window a bit more water. But yeah, the candles, I think I started off, years ago, I started off with Yankee candles, with the clean cotton, loved that stuff. And then I graduated to Baxter's of California, and they do some really nice candles. Then I went to that Sierra Trudon, and then now I'm on Diptyque. Right, I think I'm good. Let's just liven it up a little bit. Yeah, as I always say, this is the softest brush you could buy. Super, super soft, this one. I'm saying that now that we're out of the EU, I'm not going to be buying anything from Europe. I'd rather buy it from America. I'm going to pay tax. Right. So let me grab my towel. Just fold it up as you do. And I've got a cut there. Look at that, it's terrible. Yeah, I did that yesterday, and man, it was a shock, the razor went flying. But luckily I've got a rubber floor, so the razor's fine. But yeah, I'm glad, because I do remember shave testing this, and it was really, really nice. And it is really nice. Yeah, that's kind of special. It's a really, really fine grind on this. And it's just effortless. So the razor that I was going to use, I couldn't believe it, so I did it again. I've restored a razor without checking if it can hold an edge. And a lined wedge, made the scales, and basically everything I do now, the more I learn, because I mean you're always learning. If it's honing or restoring, you're learning always. And the more I learn, longer everything takes, basically. So even to make scales now takes a lot longer. Now I know how to do it properly. Or not properly, but better. So it took a long time. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but on top of that, there you go, I don't know, we just took a bit of skin off. On top of that is the C Congreves. Now, I had a quick look at the bevel set first time round, and it was good, and I made that shave video with it, and it was alright. Wasn't pulling or anything like that. It wasn't amazing though, so that's why I kept re-honing it. And I've since took a longer look at it, and the steel on that is no good as well. But it's just about no good. It's you just can't get a nice apex. First of all, you can't get a straight line. It's a little bit wavy if you look closely. That's the first telltale sign. If you look really close, there's like little bits right on the apex, and but it is a really nice razor, regardless whether it shaves or not. I still love that razor, but it's quite thick as well, so there's a chance I'm going to keep messing about with it, and we'll see what I can do with it. I haven't given up on it. I've just put it out of stock on the website for the time being. And there's a third one that's got bad steel. Now this one, with hindsight, when I look at it, I think I should have known that, honestly, is that Petty, John Petty. 'Cause last week I tried it, I did it on the Shapton, the 30k, and yeah, I don't think that'll ever take an edge, to tell you the truth. So a lot of people buy vintage razors, like you buy them on eBay and that, and restore them, and then they don't quite hone up, and you're like, oh well, I need to change my honing method on that, or I've never quite got around to that one. You leave it in a drawer and it's never quite, maybe it needs a bit of this, and it's the steel basically. And without a microscope, you're never going to know, because they're fine under the loupe. But you need to get really close to see properly, to see what's going on. And it happens on more razors than you think. Normally it's the razors that are in really good condition. And then I think it all comes obviously to do with the manufacturing. Maybe it's a bad batch of steel, or maybe someone mucked up on the tempering, or I don't know, but there's a lot of naff razors out there. So ideally, when you buy a vintage razor, I mean, you want some homeware. If it's got some homeware, then you know that it works because someone's been using it. And the Congreves could be, I'm not sure how much is to do with manufacturing process and how much is to do with the conditions it was kept in. Because that Congreves looked like it'd been kept in a garden for 200 years. and there is a fracture on it, which I think would be a fold in the steel, but obviously that fold is not going to pop out unless it's mistreated or, you know, kept in rough conditions. So, but basically the moral of the story is only buy from a reputable seller, I think. Right, let's go for the second pass. And I'm doing this shave today at quite early. I've got up, had breakfast, downloaded the latest UFC, watched that. My fiance's gone to work, and I'm going to get in the workshop. And first port of call is I've got a wedge to make for a razor. The razor's done nicely, and I'm still working on that the dipper toe as well, the red one. So again, I've run out of materials. I'm waiting for an order of alum powder. I think it's called something like Fadicti powder. But this time I bought like the laboratory chemical version. I forget what it's called. It's something aluminum. But when that comes, I can crack on with that. But one thing I've learnt is that concerning dyeing scales, there can only really be scales that are a couple of 100 years old, because the structure, like the cell structure inside, is broken down so much that you can boil it, you can do what you want with it, but you're not doing that with anything else, and the scales will crack and break and all sorts of things. So I'm still learning anyway, but that was a good shave, and this is a really nice razor. I'm glad I've got this. And there's something on the blade there, Indel style something. Yeah, that's really close. No stinging, really smooth. So I'm impressed with with that soap as well. I think it's a little bit better, or maybe it's just the way I lathered it, than last week's, which was the Prix de Provence, I think it was called. But that's a good soap. Shame it's hard to get in the UK. That's the only problem. But I mean, I got mine from Amazon. If you're in the UK, you've got UK Amazon account, you can log on to Amazon.com, which is the American site. Log in with your details, and it will show all the products that they will post to the UK, and it shows the tax, what they'll charge, and it's fast and it's really good actually. But anything you order won't show on your UK account. It's like 2 separate accounts. But yeah, right. And to finish off, of course, you guessed it, it's the Mont Blanc. Probably my least favourite. This is just a bit, it's like commercial. It's got that, if you know what I'm talking about, it's a bit of a commercial fragrance. And as well, if you ever go into Mont Blanc, to one of their shops or outlets, you'll see they got their fragrances, and to me they're all a variation of the same smell. But this stuff, actually, when you first smell it, I was like, oh wow, yeah. And a few weeks later, not so enthusiastic about it. But that's because it's like one of the commercial type smells. Right, that's it. Thanks a lot. It was a good shave. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.